Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made these Christmas decorations. So first of all, I upcycled 3 of these clear plastic baubles, so you could use any baubles to do this. And then I took some bark and snapped it into little pieces. And then using my hot glue gun, I glued little pieces all over the baubles, starting at the bottom and then slightly overlapping them. I worked round and round and then kind of, like I say, slightly overlapping them just so you didn't have any gaps. It does take a little while, but the end result always looks quite good. And then I used some twine and just tied a little bow and then glued that to the top. And then I just used twine to string it so I could hang it. Next, I glued pheasant's feathers on the next bauble. Now it was a little bit tricky using hot glue gun and the feathers, and another reason why I haven't videoed this very well and is slightly out of camera is because the dog was sniffing around the grate and I could hear something rustling around, so I moved the dog out of the room and I took a look underneath to see what was there. Now we often get things falling down here, and I just thought the dog was listening to the birds up at the top because she was, you know, sniffing around that area for ages. Then I noticed a tiny little shrew. Now this has came down the chimney somehow, I don't know. So I put it in this container because I'm getting the kids from school soon and I just thought Millie would love to see this. So I just kept it in here and put some bits of hay in and what have you. Okay, back to my DIY. So like I say, I covered one of the glass baubles or plastic baubles in feathers. And then I just glued a bit of mistletoe to the top, just to kind of brighten it up because it looked a little bit like it needed something, and then just strung it with the twine. And next, for my third little glass bauble, I keep saying glass, plastic bauble, I glued on moss. I love working with moss. I just always think it looks so nice and natural, and I'm going to be using that in a lot more projects in the future. So I just used my hot glue gun. A little bit tricky this was, but just stick on more than you need and then you can just trim off the excess if it's not quite round when you're finished. And then I just strung this with some twine. But what I've done with this one is I've wrapped the twine around the actual middle of the, I think I wrapped it around about 5 or 6 times, and then I put a little twig in the top and then I just tied it on. I literally make these projects up as I go along. So yeah, that's literally what happens here. And then I just tied the 2 ends together to secure the little twig on the top. So next I took a little bit hessian and I glued 3 little stars on, which are just from some broken jewellery that I've had lying around for ages. And then I glued that little string of stars to the bottom. And that's that one finished. And finally, I took some broken twigs, and just these are very dried out, so they snap really easily. And I love the bits of green on them. I'm not sure if it's moss or not quite sure what that is. And then I lay them down in size order so they look like a Christmas tree. And then I found some buttons. Now I've kind of gone with like different size buttons, being the largest on the bottom, and then I've carefully glued them in between. I just think gluing something in between the little sticks makes the tree look nicer because it's got more gaps in. Looks a bit more like a real tree. Now you have to be quite careful doing this because obviously the way I had the twigs lying down on the table was the way I wanted to see them. So it's just kind of making sure you glue them on in that same order and don't let them roll around. So I glued them all together with little buttons in between and then glued a little piece on for the top. And then another one of my gold earrings. And then I glued a little piece on for the trunk. And then on the back I just put some hot glue and glued some twine on. I love it. This is so cute. So that's all my decorations made. So next I rescued this piece of wood from the log pile. It's been slightly sawn, but I'll turn that round so you don't see it. And then I tied on my decorations, and then I tied so it had like a hanger, so I tied some twine to hang it with. So that's it, all finished. I've hung it up in our doorway area. This room is going to be looking so Christmassy very soon. I'm going to do a separate video on my deco in here, including all of my Christmas DIYs. So now it's time to set the little shrew free outside. So Millie's home from school, so she's just going to take it out to the barn and let it go somewhere. But there's my next DIY, sitting there waiting for us to do it. And the dog's on the hay bale. You need really put her in. Look at it. You sure you got it? Yeah. Come on, out you come. Freedom. Come on. Thank you for watching my Christmas video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe. I'd love for you to join my crafty family. And hopefully I will see you next time. Bye for now.